Let me ask you a weird question. Are you bunny pretty or cat pretty? Are you fox pretty or alien pretty? Are you girl pretty or boy pretty? Do you mog your friend when you stand next to her? Do your lips disappear when you smile? Do you have a ski slope nose or a big nose? Do you have doe eyes or siren eyes? Are you witch pretty or snake pretty? These questions may sound ridiculous. However, to a young audience on one of the most popular apps, TikTok, this is common language. All of the questions I've just asked have become trends on TikTok, used to categorize yourself based on how you look. While you may think this is just the language of the youth spending too much time on their iPhones, it's started to bleed its way into real life. More often than not, these trends revolve around comparing yourself to others. We are all well aware of how too much screen time can have a negative effect on a person. There's been countless studies, essays, and articles surrounding the topic. However, TikTok specifically is making way to a culture obsessed with self-appearance. Today, I hope to examine the ever-changing beauty standard and if there's any value in following a standard that is constantly changing, how TikTok is creating a culture based on self-obsession and vanity, and how we can stop following this trend. To start off, the beauty standard. The beauty standard is ever-changing and is different depending on your location. For example, the American beauty standard is to have blonde hair and blue eyes and a fit body. The Japanese beauty standard is to have a slim body, a small nose and mouth, and large eyes. This differs greatly from the Ethiopian beauty standard, which is to have a curvy body, clear skin, and long dark hair. Depending on your location, you could be Miss America or an ugly duckling. This doesn't include the fact that beauty is subjective and everybody has a different perception of beauty. The Dove Self-Esteem Project, last accessed November 2023, found that more than 1,000 girls interviewed aged 10 to 17 say toxic beauty advice on social media causes low self-esteem. 90% of girls say they follow at least one account that makes them feel less beautiful. Throughout this speech, you may recognize that I focus more on women. This isn't to say that men don't feel the effects of the beauty standard. However, for women, being beautiful is supposed to be a priority. Of course, without social media, there's always been a way to create a beauty standard. However, because social media is so accessible, the beauty standard is easier to push. Many feel the beauty standard is a myth and can never be perfectly achieved. Many aspects of the beauty standard contradict each other. For example, the expectation to be very thin but have large breasts, or the expectation to have a small nose, which might not be achievable if you don't have certain genetics. It's like picking and choosing what you find most beautiful about a person and trying to create a Frankenstein. In addition to its inconsistency, the beauty standard often favors Eurocentric features. This means having light skin, light hair, and light eyes. This is true for places all over the world that were colonized by Europe. So if we know the beauty standard is ever changing, then why do we want to follow it? And what does TikTok have to do with any of this? Released in 2016, TikTok is an app based on short videos and audio. Since its release, users have been able to release music, start trends, and even kickstart careers. Of course, with an app based on videos, many creators choose to film themselves. Most of the trends that have gone viral include showing yourself on camera. TikTok allows viewers to like, comment, and repost videos that they see. More often than not, it's the more attractive people who go viral for virtually nothing. An attractive person lip-syncing to Lana Del Rey could get millions of likes and leave the person wondering what exactly was so entertaining in the video. Social media has always seemed to have a negative effect on people who use it. According to the Social Media Victims Law Center, last accessed January 2024, social media impacts self-esteem and confidence, contributing to feelings of inadequacy, depression, anxiety, loneliness, and overall well-being. Even looking up videos for this presentation left me with a feeling of dread. My TikTok page is now more centered towards beauty tips, how to get thinner, which is never good to hear. This fact alone, combined with TikTok's new platform, has created a culture that feeds on viewers' insecurities. The short videos combined with pages that center exactly to the videos you entertain means you can get lost on TikToks for hours in a cycle of negative videos. Many of these trends seem to be based on hardly nothing and almost seem to come out of thin air. In addition to this, many TikTok trends revolve around comparing yourselves to others in order to heighten your own self-esteem. For example, the term mog means when two people are standing next to each other and one person is clearly more attractive than the other. People would post photos of themselves with the caption, "I mog her," or "I mog my boyfriend." This trend has actually turned into more of a joke, which can be refreshing on certain sides of TikTok. However, once trends come in and turn into jokes, a new trend just starts popping up. A couple years ago, it was having a ski slope nose. After that, it was viral filters. Now it's having plump lips and which celebrity you look like the most. So what can we do? How can we break this cycle and believe less of what social media is telling us? Perhaps most obvious, limiting screen time can stop us from following these trends. Turning on the screen time limit on your iPhone may help keep you from scrolling for hours on an app that is not really geared towards making you feel better. The American Psychological Association, last accessed November 2023, conducted a study where they gave one group of people unlimited screen time and the other only had 30 minutes. The APA found that the limited social media group reported significantly higher positive effects and significantly lower levels of anxiety, depression, loneliness, and the fear of missing out. Another helpful tip is to break the illusion that beauty is just one thing. Keep in mind that beauty is subjective and social media is a facade. This could help you limit feelings of inadequacy. Finally, following creators that make positive or helpful content. Not all creators on TikTok follow exactly the trends that I've shown today. There are some creators that more enforce body positivity or are just generally funny TikToks, or some of them can even be educational. Rather than surrounding yourself with negative influencers who were never there to help you in the first place. I hope that this presentation may have highlighted the inadequacy of the beauty standard and how it's ever changing, and if there's even worth in following the beauty standard, and how TikTok has more negative effects than it seems good. If you limit your screen time, you might find yourself feeling better about yourself. Find the value in your own individual beauty standards and find yourself feeling better.